Good morning, Team Disney. I'm meteorologist Brandon Neild here with your Custom Solutions Roundtable Hurricane Update. Let's start with a little climatology to get a feel of exactly where we might look for development during this last week of June, and history shows us that the Gulf of Mexico, Western Caribbean, and along the eastern seaboard are the areas we want to watch. And according to the National Hurricane Center, the Gulf of Mexico is exactly where our focus is this week, as we have our eye on a system that currently has about a 50% chance of development. As we take a look at the infrared satellite, we see that much of the convection is still centered over land in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. The system will continue to work its way into the Bay of Campeche, however, and a more favorable upper-level wind pattern will give it a better chance of moving into the second half of this week. Looking at the water vapor imagery, however, any development will have to compete with very dry air out ahead of it. Regardless of development, however, the system should continue to channel moisture in our direction that has enhanced our precipitation here in central Florida over the last few days. So where will this storm be headed? Once again, climatology shows us that storms forming in the western Gulf tend to move north and west into the Texas and Mexico coasts. If the storm did attain tropical storm status, it would be Arlene, the first named storm of the 2011 season. Back stateside, there are other weather headlines. The Missouri River continues to bring significant flooding from North Dakota down through Kansas. Record high waters are expected to make their way up to the Mississippi over the coming days and weeks, and ultimately to the Gulf, where scientists fear we may experience the biggest fish kill ever as fresh water spills in from the river. In the meantime, officials are monitoring the flooding at the Fort Calhoun nuclear power plant, where 8-foot protective barrier collapsed on Sunday. Officials maintain that complex, as well as Cooper Nuclear Station 100 miles to the south, are safe and that critical facilities will remain above the waterline. Another nuclear facility with its eye on the weather is the Los Alamos National Laboratories in New Mexico, which finds itself sandwiched between two massive wildfires. Much of the area has been evacuated, and firefighters have concentrated efforts on protecting sensitive areas from the Las Cancas and Pacheco blazes. Again, officials remain confident in precautionary efforts and the safety of hazardous materials in the facility. I'm meteorologist Brandon Neild, and this has been your Custom Solutions Roundtable Hurricane Update.